big fights out there. Look, I'm not going to mention any names, but we see losses, and I say, look, there's plenty of tomato cans in the heavyweight division. You know, they shouldn't be where they are. You know, I rank a lot of these in the top 10 as useless. They're only there because the promoters has got them there. Really, did he belong there? No. They should be sweeping up the gym in my eyes.
So that's why Johnny Fisher's dad eats Chinese food, is it? Hey? He's a part-time welder, is he, as well? Hello, all you hardcore boxing fans out there. How are you doing? It's Russ here from Porky's Corner, the voice of hardcore boxing. We say the things that nobody dares say. Right. This video. I've been torn all night over this video. I'm going to play it, and who I'm going to have in my top 5. It's this video is going to be called Porky's best 5 rounds in boxing that I've seen. Obviously, not seen close up in the crowd, because I think I've only been to, let's have a look. I haven't been to any of these 5 fights. I haven't been to any of them, so it'd be fights that I've seen on TV. I tried to get to the first one, but I couldn't get me a visa. Right, so in at number 5, best 5 rounds in boxing that I've seen on TV. Saw this fight on internet with my friend Dennis from Doncaster, who's not here with us no more. Carl Froch against Jermaine Taylor. 2009. Round 12. Anybody who knows anything about boxing knows that this is going to go down as one of the greatest ever rounds. And no, Porky, you're only saying it because he's your mate. No, I'm not. Go and look at what we're at stake. The WBC world title, first defense of the title for Carl Froch in America. First defense, Jermaine Taylor had just beat Jeff Lacey, Lacey's second defeat. Jermaine Taylor, 6 years later, after being knocked out by Carl Froch in 12 rounds, was still a world champion, an IBF world champion. 6 years later, he was still a world champion. I think 5 years later he won it, and then a year later it all took off him, and he got into trouble. So it wasn't like Joe Calzaghe was saying, he knocked Jermaine Taylor out in the fight, he was losing, and he's seen better days, dragged him up a weight and all that. Well, he just beat Jeff Lacey, hasn't he? Guy who you beat. Went to points with him. So, I don't know, but Joe Calzaghe's first defense, who was that? Branko Sobot, a girt holder from Armenia, in Cardiff on his doorstep. There were no American pound-for-pound superstars waiting for Joe Calzaghe on his first defense, were there? With the Warren Boxing Organization belt that nobody even counted back then. Nobody even started being any respect really till 2002, in my opinion. But so Carl Froch and Jermaine Taylor. That's the best round I've seen. 12th round on this list here. That's number 5. So great fight, great fight. Big shout out to Lou DiBella for stumping the money up for that fight, and Mick Hennessy. They all got it on. In them days, everybody fought each other. Then 13 and a half years ago. Seems like yesterday I was sat there watching it for a tenner on internet. In my flat in Bentley, Donny. Yeah, that was a long time ago. Anyway, in at number 4. Diego Corrales, the guy Dennis nearly signed when he had Ricky Hatton in Castillo. 2005, round 10. I don't know if anybody's seen this fight. Back and forth. You know, your emotions and that. This is why I picked these 5 fights. You know, your emotions up and down when you watch them. But Castillo, What a great fighter. And Diego Corrales, how he pulled that out at bag, I don't know. Well, I do know. He kept spitting gum shield out, didn't he? And Tony Weeks eventually penalised him, didn't he, for it? But it gave him time to clear his head. And then he went after Castillo, didn't he? And what a great fight. What a great round. So round 10, Diego Corrales and Castillo. That one number 4. But in at number 3, I watched this fight. I don't remember where I watched the Castillo Peril one. I don't remember where I watched that, but I watched this fight, the Ben Eubank one, on House Block 2B in Doncaster Prison while I was on remand. I'd been on remand a long time at that stage, but I was on remand at jail had not been open that long. They didn't really know what they were doing. And I remember being in the TV room with a lot of lads from Sheffield. And Screws come in and said, you know, bang up, whatever. I was like, yeah, get F off. Ben McClellan's on. We're going nowhere. And this was a most anticipated fight at the time. And so what they did, they got all Screws with all shields and helmets, and they all waited on landings and that. They let us watch it in the TV room. And then obviously you got marched to yourselves and you get wrote up and that, don't you? But we're worth getting wrote up for. Ben McClellan. Did I say Ben Eubank then? It was Ben McClellan. 1995. Beginning of year, I think, just after Christmas time, right, some time around about that time. And what a fight. Up and down, up and down. And it could have been over in first round. And we were very lucky now, Joe Ben, but he had everything stacked in his favour, didn't he? And you've got to give him his credit. He couldn't have given any more in that fight. Awful consequences, but you know, people moving up in weights, and he only got on scales at 165, didn't he? McClellan said we were £3 down before he got in against Nigel Benn already, and he was taller. So we have weight division for a reason, don't we? McClellan stepped up. Look what happened, the big banger. You know, stepping up a weight and stepping down a weight, very dangerous, but nobody wanted to fight him. They brought him over to beat Nigel Benn up, didn't they, basically? You've heard it all on my interview with Peter Frazier III. He made the fight at the time. We, you know, Hearn and King and Warren. But yeah, what a great fight and a great round, that round 10. That, for me, was the best round. You know, it were people were jumping out of the seats in the TV room in prison to watching that fight. I'll never forget it. I'll never forget it. And I heard in other prisons now where they weren't fortunate to have a TV room, they were in the cells listening to it on radios and banging the doors like nutcases. So Nigel Benn gets a lot of respect from me for that. A lot of respect. Loads of respect. So bronze medal position, round 10. Nigel Benn against Gerald McClellan.
Hey, Terry, look who it is. He's begging me to go back in here.
Please.
He's begging me
Please,
to
Russell.
go back. Come to see me, desperate, mate. Nobody knows what they're doing up there now.
I've lost my way.
I don't know what to say about Gerald McClellan really, because he didn't treat dogs very good, did he? So I'll keep my opinions to myself on that. So, but in the silver medal position, this was so hard to separate these two. In the silver medal position, by a squeak, we've got Ali Frazier, Thriller in Manila, the third fight. Ali the champion, Frazier the challenger. And round 12 in that fight, obviously it ended at the end of the 14th, but round 12 in that fight, it's a classic, isn't it? Just a classic round of two guys that have passed the best, but the will's greater than the skill. And they couldn't get any more in that fight, could they? And we all know that Joe Frazier didn't want to quit. He was getting up and that, and I'm not sure if it was Eddie Futch or Yank Durham. I think it might have been Eddie Futch, you know. I think he said, nobody will forget what you've done here tonight. And they couldn't, they bared the souls, didn't they? I mean, all these fights here, all of them. This is why I love boxing so much. And you know, channel's been a bit negative for months now, isn't it? Because I've been raging about certain things. But we have to remember why we watch boxing, don't we? At times, Ali and Fraser couldn't give any more in that fight, could they? They weren't at the best, and they kept getting caught, and they got caught more in that fight than they did in the other two fights together. Go and look. That's because Father Time waits for nobody, but they couldn't give any. They couldn't give any more in that fight. They couldn't give any more, and round 12 was the best round for me. Round 12, but isn't it funny that Ali wanted gloves cut off, and then Fraser's corner quit. Fraser's corner should have sent him out for beginning at 15, shouldn't they? Really, just to see what Ali's corner were doing. That'd be a lesson to all you trainers out there. You always pull him out in middle of round, but they had an hard 14th round each, and I don't know, maybe the trainer of Fraser's wanted to save him for another day, but he had nothing left after that fight, did he? Nothing left. So that's the silver medal position. Ali Fraser, round 12, Thriller and Manila, 1975. In the Philippines, in the gold medal position, the best round that I've ever seen. This is probably everybody's round. Everybody's round. This. It's Ward Gatti won round 9. I always have a bit of sadness about me when I watch that, you know, because Gatti's dead and he was a big hero of mine. Just all action, wasn't he? I think the team around him was so loyal. They stayed with him all that time, didn't he? You know, he stayed with Cafe Dover and Pat Lynch and them all that time. And I think it's a sad ending. I don't know if anybody's seen the HBO, is it 30 for 30 story about the Ward Gatti trilogy, and you know how he died and all that. And so it's gotten into sadness for me when I watched that. And I've watched it several times and that. But I just think these fights fantastic. But Ward Gatti is the best round I've ever seen on TV. Ward Gatti. I think it's a fantastic fight, but round 9 for me. I mean, you won't get that now, would you? You get somebody like Ian John Lewis, wouldn't you, or Terry O'Connor? They'd just stop the fight, wouldn't they? You know, they would have stopped that fight, wouldn't they? You know, Ward Gatti, they've been stopped early. You know, there's that many incompetent people in boxing. It bothers me, but you notice how all these fights, except one, were in America. You know, round in 5th place, obviously, I'll go through them again. You know, Froch, Taylor. Look at what you've got there. World champion and a former undisputed with 2 wins over Hopkins. Olympic medalist Taylor. Just done Lacey. They're going at it. They couldn't have given any more in that fight. I mean, Carl Froch hunted him down from being dropped one early on in fight. Castillo, Corrales, Castillo, whichever way you want to mention it. They couldn't get no more, could they? Did you see the state of Chico's face in that fight? That'd have been stopped today. Benn McClellan would have probably been stopped today in round 1, wouldn't it? Because Nigel Benn got put out round, but he got back in and turned it around, didn't he? You do get an extra 5 seconds if you leave the ring and you get dropped out. But Ali Fraser, we don't even need to mention that, don't they? Thriller and Manila, they're not lump signing each other. Ali thought he was going to die, so it's like death. This is like death. Fraser, he ended up blinding one eye, didn't he? Because of that fight, or really bad retina damage. And then Ward Gatti, I mean, they knocked lumps at each other 3 times, same as Ali and Fraser did. You know, they're 5 great rounds. Everybody's opinion on it, though, will be different. Some people will say I'll mention other fights. There's millions, thousands of fights out in there, but some people will say that so and so round is better than that, but these are just five that I personally like. I personally like these 5 rounds. So I just wonder what your favourite. I just wonder what your favourite 5 rounds were. All you boxing fans out there, that's all. Something a bit different for you today. Stick some inserts in this, jazz it up for you. Yeah. So okie dokie. So thanks for tuning in. I hope everybody has a great weekend. And okie dokie. Peace out. All right. Oh, I can just give a big shout out to Ziggy's gym in Rotherham, and thank Ziggy and Scott Brunt for getting me 2 more. So got me 3 more cases of protein drinks. Thank you very much. I'm up to 10 stone 6 today, Friday. Joshua fights tomorrow, doesn't he? But 10 stone 6 today, and I'm happy about that. If we can get up to 168 pound, 12 stone, I'll be really happy, and it shouldn't take long. It's all there for me now, so I'm just waiting for my scan to go back to hospital for them to sign me off. Don't feel any pain. I'm walking about, I'm eating, drinking, going to the toilet, everything's working all right for the first time in a long time. I just get some weight on. So I want to thank Ziggy and Scott Brunt very, very much. Scott's missus as well, coming to see me in hospital, fetching me some drinks as well. Thanks very much. Hope everybody's okay. Peace out.
Pop, pop, bang!